This morning at 6:45 a.m., my phone rang. It was a regular customer, and she was crying. "My car won't start," she said through tears. "I have a job interview in an hour, and I can't afford a tow truck right now. What do I do?" Her 2022 Honda CR-V was sitting in her driveway. The engine would crank but wouldn't fire. The dashboard was lit up like a Christmas tree with warning lights. Check engine, traction control, ABS, everything flashing at once. She'd already called 2 other shops, and both quoted her $150 just to tow it in, plus diagnostic fees. She was looking at $400 minimum before anyone even touched her car. "Before you do anything," I told her, "try this. Turn your key to on without starting the engine. Count to 10. Turn it completely off. Count to 10 again. Now try starting it normally." Silence on the other end of the line. Then I heard the engine start. "Oh my God," she whispered. "It just started. It's running perfectly. What did you just do?" "I didn't do anything." She did, with a free reset procedure that's built into every Japanese car but almost nobody knows about. That simple reset cleared a sensor glitch that her car's computer had flagged as a catastrophic failure. No tow truck, no diagnostic fee, no repair bill, just a 30-second procedure that cost absolutely nothing. I've been wrenching for 19 years, and I've learned dozens of these free reset tricks that fix problems. Mechanics charge hundreds to diagnose and repair. Check engine lights, transmission glitches, electrical issues, sensor errors, rough idle, poor performance. Almost all of it can be fixed with the right free reset procedure. In this video, I'm revealing the most powerful $0 reset trick that mechanics absolutely hate because it fixes problems they'd normally charge you $500 to repair. This is the reset I use first, before I even think about replacing parts. Let's get into it. The universal Japanese car reset that fixes almost everything. This is the reset procedure that works on virtually every Japanese vehicle made after 2010. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Subaru, Nissan, Lexus, Acura. All of them have this built-in reset function. It's called the key cycle reset, and it fixes about 70% of the problems I see every single week. What this reset actually does. Modern Japanese cars have dozens of computer modules constantly monitoring hundreds of sensors. Engine sensors, transmission sensors, wheel speed sensors, oxygen sensors, mass airflow sensors, throttle position sensors. These sensors send data to the computer thousands of times per second. The computer uses that data to control everything from fuel delivery to transmission shift points to brake pressure. But here's what happens sometimes. A sensor reads a false value. Maybe there's electrical interference. Maybe condensation causes a brief short. Maybe the sensor just glitches for a split second. The computer sees this abnormal reading and freaks out. It stores a fault code. It turns on warning lights. It puts the car into limp mode to protect the engine. And suddenly your car is acting like it's broken when nothing is actually wrong. The key cycle reset clears all these temporary fault codes and forces the computer to recheck every sensor with fresh data. It's like restarting your phone when an app freezes. How to perform the key cycle reset. Here's the exact procedure that works on most Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Subaru, and Nissan vehicles. Make sure the car is completely off. If you have a traditional key, remove it from the ignition. If you have push-button start, make sure the car is in the off position. Wait 10 seconds. This is important. Count to 10 slowly. Turn the key to the ON position without starting the engine. If you have push-button start, press the button twice without touching the brake pedal. You should see all the dashboard lights illuminate, but the engine should not be running. Wait exactly 10 seconds in the on position. Count slowly. Don't touch anything else. Turn the key completely off. Or press the button to turn the car completely off if you have push-button start. Wait another 10 seconds with everything completely off. Now start the car normally. Turn the key to start or press the button while holding the brake pedal. The engine should start. Let it idle for at least 1 full minute without touching anything. After 1 minute, you can drive normally. That's it. That's the entire reset procedure. It takes 90 seconds and costs $0. What this reset fixes. I've used this exact reset to fix the following problems. Check engine lights that came on suddenly with no obvious cause. Transmission shifting harshly or refusing to shift out of first gear. Traction control and ABS lights illuminated for no reason. Rough idle or engine hesitation that started randomly. Car won't start even though the battery is good and the starter works. Throttle feels unresponsive or laggy. Fuel economy suddenly dropped significantly. All dashboard warning lights illuminated at once. Cruise control stopped working. I've personally used this reset to save customers thousands of dollars in unnecessary diagnostics and repairs. The problem wasn't a mechanical failure. It was corrupted data in the computer that needed to be cleared. When this reset won't work. This reset fixes software problems and sensor glitches. It doesn't fix actual mechanical failures. If you try this reset and the problem comes back within 100 miles, you have a real issue that needs professional diagnosis. This could be a genuinely failing sensor that needs replacement, an actual mechanical problem like a faulty fuel pump, or a transmission with internal damage. But here's the important part. You should always try the free reset first before paying for diagnostics. Why spend $150 on a diagnostic fee when a 90-second reset might fix it for free? If the reset works and the problem doesn't come back, you just saved hundreds of dollars. If it doesn't work or the problem returns, then you know you need professional help. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Why mechanics hate this reset. Let me be brutally honest about why many mechanics don't tell customers about this reset. Because it costs them money. When a customer calls with a check engine light or transmission issue, most shops charge a diagnostic fee. That's usually $100 to $150 just to plug in a scan tool and read the codes. Then they charge you to clear the codes, another $50 to $100. Then if the light comes back, they charge you to diagnose the actual problem, another $150 to $300. That's $300 to $550 in diagnostic fees before they even start fixing anything. But if the customer knows about the key cycle reset, they can try it themselves for free. If it works, the shop makes $0. I'm not saying all mechanics are dishonest. Most aren't. But the automotive repair industry makes a lot of money on diagnostics for problems that can be fixed with free resets. I tell my customers about these resets because I'd rather earn their trust and long-term business than make a quick $150 on a diagnostic fee for something that didn't need diagnosing. Advanced reset procedures for specific problems. The basic key cycle reset fixes most issues, but there are more advanced reset procedures for specific problems. The enhanced ECU reset for stubborn problems. If the basic key cycle reset doesn't work, try this enhanced version. Disconnect the negative battery terminal using a 10mm wrench. With the battery disconnected, press the brake pedal 15 times. This drains residual power from the system. Wait exactly 15 minutes. Reconnect the battery. Perform the key cycle reset procedure described above. Drive the car for 20 minutes, going through all gears from a complete stop to highway speed at least 3 times. This enhanced reset completely wipes the computer's adaptive memory and forces it to relearn everything from scratch. The transmission-specific reset. If you're experiencing transmission issues, this reset often fixes them. Start with a completely cold engine. The car should not have been driven for at least 4 hours. Turn the key to on without starting. Wait 30 seconds. Start the engine and let it warm up to full operating temperature without touching the gas pedal or shifting out of park. This takes about 10 minutes. Once warmed up, shift through all gears slowly. Park to reverse, back to park. Park to neutral, back to park. Park to drive, back to park. Do this sequence 3 times. With the engine still running in park, turn the key to off. Wait 30 seconds, then restart the engine. Drive normally, making sure to accelerate from a stop to highway speed at least 3 times. This clears the transmission computer's adaptive data and forces it to rebuild fresh shift maps. The throttle body. Reset for performance issues. If your engine feels sluggish or the throttle response is poor, make sure the engine is fully warmed up. Turn off the engine and wait 2 minutes. Turn the key to on without starting the engine. Wait exactly 30 seconds. Turn the key to off. Wait another 30 seconds. Start the engine and let it idle for 60 seconds without touching the gas pedal. Turn off the engine, then start it again and drive normally. This recalibrates the throttle body position sensors. Real-world success stories. Let me share a few recent examples where these resets saved customers massive amounts of money. Case 1. The $4,000 transmission that wasn't broken. A customer brought in a 2019 Honda Accord with 65,000 miles. The transmission was stuck in first gear and wouldn't shift. The check engine light was on with transmission codes. Another shop had quoted him $4,200 for a transmission replacement. I performed the basic key cycle reset. Nothing changed. Then I tried the enhanced ECU reset with the battery disconnect, After the reset, the transmission shifted perfectly. It's been 6 months, and the customer reports 0 issues. The transmission wasn't broken. The computer had stored corrupted adaptive data that locked the transmission in limp mode. A free reset fixed a problem. Another shop wanted $4,200 to repair. Case 2. The check engine light that cost $0 to fix. A customer had a check engine light on her 2021 Toyota RAV4. The code was for a faulty oxygen sensor. The dealership quoted her $450 to replace the sensor, plus another $150 for diagnostics. I performed the key cycle reset. The light went off immediately. It's been 8 months with no recurrence. The oxygen sensor wasn't faulty. It had read a false value during a cold start. The computer stored the code, and the light stayed on even after the sensor was reading correctly again. A 90-second reset saved her $600. Case 3. The car that wouldn't start. The customer's 2020 Mazda CX-5 wouldn't start one morning. The engine would crank, but not fire. He was about to call a tow truck. I walked him through the key cycle reset over the phone. The car started immediately. The fuel system sensor had glitched and told the computer not to send fuel to the engine. The reset cleared the false reading and the car fired right up. Total cost, $0. Saved towing and diagnostic fees, $350. How often should you use this reset? You don't need to perform this reset regularly as preventive maintenance. Only use it when you experience problems. However, there are specific situations where I recommend trying the reset immediately. After your car has been sitting unused for more than 2 weeks. Long periods can cause sensor readings to drift or store false codes. After driving through deep water or heavy rain. Moisture can cause temporary electrical issues that trigger fault codes. After jump-starting your car or replacing the battery. Voltage fluctuations can confuse computer modules. Immediately after filling up with gas if the check engine light comes on. This often indicates the gas cap wasn't sealed properly or a fuel system sensor glitched. If dashboard warning lights come on suddenly with no obvious cause. If the car suddenly runs rough or won't start for no apparent reason. The one warning you need to hear. These resets are incredibly effective for clearing temporary glitches and false codes, but they don't fix real mechanical problems. If you perform a reset and the same problem comes back within a day or two, you have an actual failure that needs professional repair. Don't keep resetting the computer over and over hoping the problem will magically disappear. If it keeps coming back, something is actually broken. The reset is a diagnostic tool, not a permanent fix. It tells you whether you have a software glitch or a hardware failure. Software glitch equals reset works, and problem doesn't return equals free fix. Hardware failure equals reset doesn't work, or problem returns immediately equals needs professional repair. Use the reset to eliminate the cheap, easy possibility before paying for the expensive diagnosis. Why Japanese manufacturers include these resets. Japanese automotive engineers understand that modern cars are complex computer systems, and like any computer system, they sometimes need to be restarted. These reset procedures are intentionally built into the vehicle's programming. They're not secret hacks or tricks. They're legitimate functions that the engineers put there specifically for situations where the computer gets confused. The problem is that manufacturers don't advertise these resets. They're buried in technical service bulletins that only mechanics and dealerships see. Why don't manufacturers tell customers about them? Because dealerships make significant revenue from diagnostic fees and unnecessary repairs that these resets could prevent. But now, you know, and knowledge is power. The power to fix your own car for free before paying someone hundreds of dollars to do what you could have done yourself in 90 seconds. The bottom line. The Key Cycle Reset is the most powerful free tool in your automotive troubleshooting arsenal. It takes 90 seconds, it costs $0, and it fixes a huge percentage of problems that would otherwise cost hundreds to diagnose. Before you call a mechanic, before you pay for a tow truck, before you spend money on diagnostics, try the reset. You have nothing to lose and potentially hundreds of dollars to save. Your Japanese car has this function built in. The engineers put it there for a reason. Use it. And remember, if the reset doesn't work or the problem comes back, then you know you have a real issue that needs professional help. But at least you tried the free solution first. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as I am sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.